I'm Shaun Weston. I'm here today at PPMA show in Birmingham with David Foxwell. He's a sales engineer at MK Services. I understand you've got some new things launching in the show.
We have indeed, yes. We have got event capture from a company called ECS, an American company specialising in primarily event capture systems, a vision system that is designed for high-speed production processes.
Okay, have you got that somewhere you can show me?
We have indeed. Essentially what we have on the screen here is a system that is actually showing a live image of exactly what we have on the conveyor belt over there. And what is happening here is that the system is trained on the conveyor belt, which will enable a situation to develop where an event can happen. And what we're looking at here is where an event or a bottle will go through those conveyor belts and create an event. The great thing about the ECS system is where an event will be captured and stored as real-time video imaging. And you can go back and edit back in time.
So it's a bit like a security camera in a jewellery shop.
In fact, it's a little bit more advanced than that. It's actually a very high-speed camera that has the facility to actually go back in time but continue to record high-speed imaging in the background. And that will record 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks of the year. And what you have the luxury of is the fact that you don't have to install the event capture system onto your computer to actually look at the images that are presented. The images are then presented into a media format for which people can then edit and review and make decisions about their process.
So as it's working, it's archiving itself into
It's actually archiving onto a library, into the database, which you can access. And once you've accessed that, you can actually send that data to anywhere on the planet and say, we have a problem in this particular area, and actually define exactly where those events are occurring that are limiting your production process.
How long are you keeping the data for?
On this system here, we actually keep it for 24 hours and it then overwrites the data from the previous day. Obviously, it's all based on price. At the end of the day, data storage is obviously a premium. Some people prefer a 3-day storage, and then basically they uprate it accordingly. But whatever you decide, you can take it down different avenues. The great thing about the system, it is networkable, it is configurable, it is uploadable, it provides all the things that a manufacturing process would need when you've got problems on a high-speed line.
Very, very flexible.
Very flexible.
What else have you got, David?
We also have our Insight system, which is an MK Services inspection system. This is primarily looking at a variety of parts going onto a production line. That actually looks at configuring it to look at the size, shape and orientation. Here we've got a fairly slow process. We are in a position to actually create inspections up to 1,500 parts per minute. So if you've got some very complex shapes, we can inspect those on a particular situation and provide reject signals that will obviously allow production to keep its production running.
So for the benefit of those who can't see right now what I'm seeing, there's a machine going around with bottles on plastic bottles, and they're being squeezed.
Absolutely,
now,
yes.
This software will see...
Well, there's two sets of software here. What we have here is, as I say, the inspection system, which is run through a camera system here. The track is actually what we call a teledyne machine. This teledyne machine, essentially what it does, squeezes the bottles and provides a pressure sense reading, which provides a merit value, something that you can predetermine as your inspection limits. Anything that varies from those limits, you can then say is a reject or a pass.
I think one of these bottles would be rejected, would it not?
It will indeed. On this system here, we put a blue capped bottle, which would actually show that obviously that the inspection system is actually showing a reject on the actual vision system here, just really to demonstrate that what you're looking at is a light intensity situation.
Okay.
So what we have really is a number of white bottles which are highly reflective, difficult to actually inspect, but equally throwing in a dark bottle just to make that contrast and demonstrating that obviously the system can react very, very quickly to those changing conditions.
That makes a lot of sense to me. You pointed something out to
me
earlier.
Yes, indeed. What we have around the corner here is another system that is actually designed primarily to sterilise plastic caps, containers and such forth.
What's this called?
It is called a Clarinor ultraviolet sterilisation unit. And what we have here really for the show's benefit is no more than a cap assembly that's run through a xenon tube pulse light sterilisation. And essentially you can set this machine up vertically, horizontally. It can be configured into a variety of different shapes and sizes to suit vacuum forming processes, injection moulding processes, and a number of items that require sterilisation before an assembly of the product is made.
Brilliant. David, thanks very much for helping me out today.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thanks again for downloading this podcast. For more news, analysis, opinion, interviews and multimedia for the food and beverage industry, go to foodbev.com.